Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. If it's your first time joining, thank you and welcome. If you're a previous subscriber, a new subscriber, or you're coming from a video you have previously viewed on my channel, welcome back. So in today's video, I will be doing another haul video. If you are familiar with my channel, you will know that I have recently started a collaboration with Temu. Please look a few videos back, and you can, maybe just the last video back, and you will see the first haul of this collaboration. Okay, so this one's going to be really fun for me. I really have wanted these items for quite a while, and when I found them that I could get them on Temu, I was really excited. So I'm able to work with Temu on this project, and I'm really able to get something that I've really wanted. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and open it up. I'm going to take everything out of it, set it down, and then we will talk about what I think. Okay, so I'm going to just go up the side here. In the description box below, you will find a link to my channel, and you will also find a code. If you go to and use that code, you will be able to get 30% off. The 30% off is only for new customers only, and for new app users only when you divide that, or when you download that app. Okay, so if you are a previous Temu user, you've already had the app downloaded on your phone, that app may not work for you. That discount may not work for you. So definitely download that app. And okay, so I'm going to take some of the small things out first. And I was going to take everything out at one time so you could see it, but I don't want to ruin the surprise yet. So we have this is interesting. I'm not sure why they put me a bunch of Temu bags in here, but I really appreciate these. This is awesome. Okay, so they have included 3 Temu bags in here for me, and I really like this because I can use these as storage bags as well. They are actually a really nice quality bag, and I like the fact that they do include these. So this one's a little dirty, but that's okay. Yeah, so we got some nice Temu bags in here, and I really like that. So let's go ahead and put that there. Okay, so I'm going to move this out of the way. Okay, so my first item is I've got some yarn needles, and I found these items underneath the toys section, and there goes Luna the crafty kitty. Go ahead, hon. Okay, let me just, oh, she's going down to the package because she really wants inside that package. She really likes being inside bags. Okay, so that made a mess of my desk. Not a big deal. Okay, so again, I found all these in the toy area. If Temu puts their products in several different categories. Some places will consider these toys. Some of them do not. So make sure that you really look. When you're looking for a product, you can look for them under certain categories. But for this particular project that I am working on now, not project, but this campaign that I'm working on now with Temu, this was underneath toys. And so you can really look in different categories. Okay, so these are aluminum yarn needles. And it came in either a 4 or 6 pack, I believe, and I just got the 4 pack. I always tend to break the plastic needles, so I like the aluminum ones. These are really lightweight, and since they are aluminum, so I got these, and they feel like a needle. I like that they're angled, and you can see that angle. They're really great to kind of like get in there and get your work when you're weaving in designs, or not designs, sorry, when you're weaving in thread tails on knitting projects, crochet projects, if you're pom-poms, anything like that. These kind of needles work really good with that slight curve on them. They're easier to kind of pick up some stitches. Okay. And let me get my list here so I can tell you the price of those. Okay, so this was, okay, they either come in a 4-piece or an 8-piece set. They're just yarn needles with a storage tube. And these were $1.49 for 4 of them. Okay, so there's that one. And if you are familiar with knitting or crochet, you will recognize these. These are yarn stitch holders. And you will hear some plastic in the background as well. Luna's playing with a package, an empty bag behind me. She really loves bags. Okay, so these are yarn stitch holders. And they're just basically big safety pins. And you will thread your stitches on here if you're working like for cable patterns or things like that, and you need to take some stitches off the hook if you're doing, or the needle if you're doing knitting. And I've wanted some bigger ones like this for quite a while, so I'm really happy that I found these. This is a 6-piece set, and I paid $1.99 for the 6-piece set. They come in either a 6-piece or a 12-piece. And for all of these products, you will be able to find the down in the description box the links directly for these. So I really like these. These are not, this one's a little stiffer since it's short. Okay, yeah, they work great. The aluminum feels good. It's smooth. This one right here has maybe a little burr on it right here. That's not going to really harm anything. Yeah, they will do the job, definitely. I really like these. And a much larger one. There we go. So we've got some yarn stitch placement holders. And I believe that's the way they are described. Stitch holders for knitting. Okay, so we've got those. Put those over there. Okay, so this is going to be a relatively small haul. There were only 4 items in this haul. And I am going to take out the largest item now. And set this one aside. Hopefully everything is okay in here, because one of the items is pretty crushed, and I am hoping that there is no damage done to it. Toss the bag aside for Luna. Okay, so here is our large item. Okay, I have wanted one of these for, probably over a year. I had seen a couple different YouTubers using these. I will follow some crochet artists, some knitters on YouTube and on my Facebook groups, and one of them had one of these, and I never knew at that point that these existed. And this is a knitting machine. And it says, like you can see, more than just a toy. Some people will consider these knitting machines toys. You're not an actual knitter if you use them. but you can make some amazingly beautiful items with these knitting machines. You can see the picture down here. It shows a pillow. It shows a blanket. I really hope I can achieve something like this pillow because it does show some different types of stitches on here. And I really do hope that I will be able to create some stitches like that, because in my research I've searched for ways to do different designs other than just the simplistic knit stitch. And we've got here on the back, so you can make knitted hats. You can make, this is a popular pattern that you can find on Etsy, and if you research knitting machines, they will show these little stuffed pumpkins a lot. And I think these are absolutely adorable. You can make gloves, you can make blankets, you can make scarves, you can make sweaters. There are so many things that you can make with these knitting machines. And I, for one, am a better crocheter than I am a knitter. I have, oh God, I don't know how many sets of knitting needles I have, different sizes, and I've tried knitting. But when I knit, I just cannot get my tension accurate enough. So I'm really hoping that this will be able to help me out on that. I'm not going to open it yet. We're going to move along to the next item. And, okay, as you can see, it's very similar. It's just smaller. So on the large one, it is a 48 needle knitting machine. And this one is a 22 needle. And again, it says knitting machine, magic loop loom, more than a toy. And again, it shows that you can make the scarves, the gloves, the knitted hats, and the pumpkins. And you can see that this one got squished a little. So I'm going to go ahead and open this one first because I want to make sure that it's not damaged inside. I will be really disappointed if that is the case. So let's go ahead and get into this one. I think, let's see, something here a little bit easier than my scissors. I don't want to gum my scissors up with the packing tape. So we're going to go ahead and set those aside. And I just have a little X-Acto knife here that I'm going to use. Okay. Like I was saying, the packaging on here was not very well. I understand that Temu keeps their costs low by using the shipper bags, but I have seen some other people that do the hauls that get their items in boxes. And I think this one would have been one that would have been a little bit better shipped in a box due to items being damaged. So hopefully we're good on here. It looks okay so far. I'm going to pour this out and let me set the box aside. And okay, so it doesn't really look like anything is damaged. You have your little feet that you can put on the bottom of the actual feet you're going to put on the machine. And that is just so it kind of grips onto your table. So I'm just trying to get these out without damaging anything. And let's make sure this needle's okay. Everything looks okay. It turns okay. No problem. Okay, so I'm happy with that. You have your, I hope all the pieces are in here because I do not see the, I think it is supposed to have a, I don't think it's stuck in the yarn. I think it's supposed to have a thread gauge here, a tension gauge, and I don't see that. Okay, so no, this one does not have the tension gauge. It just comes through here. So we're okay on that. And I think I'm guessing you're going to probably thread your yarn through this hole. So we will, when we get to the directions, we'll see that. So first of all, impression on this one, packaging could have been a lot better. As you can see, the box kind of caved in and there's nothing else in the box. Yeah, so I think packaging could have been a lot better on this one. It's a little dusty, and that could just be because packaging was messed up. So there's that. We're going to go ahead and put the feet on. Let me look at the directions. You will see that it has a small crochet hook on the taped to the book here, and I'm going to just slit this tape so I can get these off so I don't, okay, come off. Okay, I don't want to tear the directions at all. Okay, so we've got our directions, and that is in Chinese, I believe. I can't even read that. So, okay, you're just going to, we need to, the assembly instructions, and you do not see any of the instructions. So we're just going to, part identification of start knitter. Okay, we don't have any assembly instructions, so I'm just going to pop the feet onto it. Okay, so there are, you can see here on the back, I think you can see that this little portion is straight, and there is a straight portion right here. You can see this straight portion right here. So make sure that when you're attaching the feet to it, you attach it in the correct. Okay, that was really easy. They popped on really good. And when I popped that on, all I did, I kind of put it at a little angle and just kind of twisted it a little bit, and they pop right on really easily. And I'm trying to hold this without doing any damage to the needles on the other side. Okay. Okay, so that popped together very easy. Yeah, I think you would do it in this direction. It sets on my table quite well. I could sit and watch TV and work on this easily. I have these silicone mats on my desk, and it seems to grip really, really well. These will make it grip a little bit better. These are just some stickers that you put on the bottom of the feet. So I will put those on in a little bit when I start to go actually use it. Overall impression on this first one opening, like I said, the packaging could have just been a little bit better so it didn't get crushed. They do send you 2 little things of yarn to start with, and these are to practice the videos that I have seen of other people on YouTube using them. Say that these are really great little skeins to get yourself started, so you familiarize yourself with the practice on casting on your yarns and things like that. And then they say that these are really good to use as a waist yarn. And when I get further into the videos on showing you how these work, I will explain those. I am still learning those myself. So when I do a video on how these work, we will go over everything. I want to familiarize myself a little bit more before I show you guys anything on how to do it. I have a lot of crochet hooks already myself. It says that this is a 3.75 millimeter hook. I believe it'll do the job. It'll get you started. I have a lot of crochet hooks, and then it gives you a little thread needle as well. But you can see that this one is just straight, and in the ones that I purchased, I had shown you that they were curved. When I do show you how to use the machine, I'll explain why one is a little bit better than the other one. And you can see that they weren't very expensive. A 4-pack for, what was the 4-pack? 4-pack was $1.49 for the needles. So I would highly recommend, if you purchase one of these Centro knitting machines, that you do pick up another set of the yarn needles. And again, I will explain why when we get further into the use of these knitting machines. Okay, so now we're going to go after the big boy here. Okay, so I've got my little knife here. I'll just split this tape on here. And again, I'm not using my scissors because I don't want to gum up my scissors with any of the adhesive on these tapes. Some of these tapes can be really nasty. Okay, so this one looks like, you can see already on the inside that the packaging does look better a little bit on the inside of this one. It's got some, so the box doesn't crush as easy. I'm going to try to figure out how to get this out. Just slide her. Ooh, come on. Not wanting to come out, so. Okay, so there we go. You can see it. And nothing else in the box. So I'm going to set that aside. You may hear Luna climb into it. Let's move that aside. Okay, so first of all, I like that everything is in a nice box like this. I do like this packaging better than I did for the small one. You do have your knitting machine instructions. I'm going to put this box down so Luna can play in it. Okay, it's got some tips before you start. Again, it doesn't show you how to assemble it. So I guess it's probably, oh, okay. Accessories, installation instructions. Okay, so this larger one does tell you how to assemble it better. It's got a screwdriver in here. It's got these little feet on here. Okay, that's good. I'll set that aside. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and continue unpacking. And again, you get your little packages of yarn. You get 2 smaller ones and 2 that are a little bit larger. And again, it explains waste yarn on these. So I'll set that aside. I like that it has a cardboard piece over your needle where your needles come through. That's really good. So I'm going to go ahead and cut these other tapes here. Okay. We're just going to tear it. Okay. Let's go ahead and lift it out. Okay. So on this model, okay, so one thing I already noticed, in the videos that I was watching, I saw that people were talking about static, and I can see exactly what they mean. It is staticky, and I believe that just kind of like builds up in shipment and moving it around. It kind of like picks up static. And there are ways that you can get past that. I'm not sure exactly how. I will read about that a little bit more. Some people say that thread conditioners can help with static. I'm going to try to just wipe it down before I start using it. You will see that this model has a stitch counter on it, which is really great. In the videos I have seen as well, it does recommend that you get another stitch counter because sometimes the stitch counters on these we'll skip a little bit. Okay, let me let Luna out of the room just a moment. Hang on. Hang on. Okay, go on. Okay. So for those of you that aren't familiar with my channel, that was Luna the Crafty Kitty. She is my channel mascot. So you will see her in videos for sure. Okay. In some of the other models that I have seen, okay, so I'm going to just spin this around and, okay. I was going to say in some of the other models that I have seen, it had a different colored pin to where you're supposed to start. And yes, it does. I just did not see it wasn't where it was advanced at. So it does have a starting pin that is white. Okay, so overall impression so far, I like the weight of it. It's not overly heavy. It's heavy enough. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this back over this. So when I turn it upside down, I'm not going to have that resting right on those needles right there. We're going to open up the accessories pack. And these are your feet for it. Okay. Set this aside. Move this over just a little bit so we can see this. I hope my lighting is okay. The weather here in New Mexico has been so weird. It was beautiful yesterday, and today is really nasty and windy, and it's already starting to get darker. We are currently almost at, well, we are almost at 6 p.m. Just a couple more minutes. Okay, so I am not sure how we assemble this. Okay, so there are 4 tiny screws in here, and they are so tiny that I'm going to tell you right now, be very careful that you do not lose those. Can you, here, let me just open these and put this in my hand, and I'm telling you, they are tiny, and I'm glad that Luna is out of the room at this time. Put the little suction cups aside. So those are your little screws, and you can see that they are definitely tiny. So be very careful that you don't lose them. We are going to go ahead and assemble. Okay, you're going to put your foot in. And whoops, ooh, I didn't want to do that. Let's keep that elevated so that the needles aren't going to be damaged. Okay, so I got my little screw. And it's got like a built-in washer on the top of that screw, which is really great. Woo. Okay, I'm going to show you actually a little trick that I have learned. If you have some tweezers, these are just some curved tweezers that I use for sewing. I have no idea where I got these. I've had them for so long, but they really come in handy. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold that screw because they are a little hard to get in there. That's okay. If there wasn't a little bit of difficulty in things, things wouldn't be fun. I'm going to actually turn these over this way. So if you have some problems with your hands, I would recommend having somebody help you with this part because they are a little fumbly. Get that in there, make sure we're screwed in there enough. And they are a little difficult to get in there because the, oh, I'm out of, sorry. as I was saying, the screwdriver's a little hard to get in there, so you kind of got to hold it at a little bit of an angle because of this portion of the foot. But now there's one. We got one in. Let's turn her around. Okay. So overall already, it is easy to put together, but if you do have some difficulty handling small things like this, I would definitely have somebody help you that if they have a little bit more nimble fingers. And I'm sorry I am out of frame kind of on here. I don't mean to do that, but to get the leverage without putting pressure on the hooks or the needles, I'm having to do that. In my research, I've also learned that you can buy replacement parts for these. So don't think that if it breaks, it's just going to break. There are a lot of places that you can get replacement parts. I have seen them on Temu themselves, and I have seen them on other sites. Okay. Really simple. One of the things I have seen people say are that the suction cups are kind of hard to get in there. We're gonna see. I'm gonna try something a little bit first. Okay, this one doesn't seem like it's wanting to thread, and that might be just because I don't have it in there enough. Okay, so now before I do that, I'm going to try to put this suction cup on here. People are saying that they're hard to get on. They start off okay, but I'm going to wiggle it on there, see what happens. Okay, let's see if we can do it this way. Oh boy, okay, I do see that they are difficult to put on, but that's good because that means they're not going to come off as easy later. You can see that I don't quite have it on there yet. The top of the suction cup is there, and you can see where it's supposed to slide into there. And I'm just going to, I have had things before where you have had to attach suction cups, and one of the tricks was to you can wet them a little bit. Oh my gosh, that is difficult. Okay, so there we go. Okay, so wetting it did help. Just, it's got that little bit of friction on there, and it helped me get that one in there. Okay, so this one seems to be okay. Let's make sure we've got... all I did was I have some water here off to the side, and I just kind of dipped my finger in it and wet the rubber on the suction cup, and it went in really well. Woo! Almost dropped that needle, or the screw. Okay. In there. Try not to get my big old head in the way. And I'm really sorry if you guys can hear that wind blowing. It is really picking up. My wind chime on my front porch is really making a lot of noise. Okay. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and where's my squirt bottle? I have a little squirt bottle and I don't know where I put it. Where'd it go? Oh, I just had the water bottle and I misplaced it. I honestly do not see it. Okay, so I just have a little squirt bottle and I'm just going to kind of spray some, just a tiny little bit of water, literally tiny bit in my hand, and I'm going to just wet the end of the, where it's going to slide into the plastic. And this one went in really well, so I'm hoping that my little trick will work. Okay, so definitely how I showed you that I didn't have this foot attached yet before I put the, come on, get in there, don't want that damaged. When I put this one on, I didn't have the foot attached. Definitely easier, so that's why I did that, to kind of like show you guys that come on. Okay, so some of these aren't, it looks like it's, let's see. Okay, so now that one's in. What I did, let me show you. So definitely easier putting suction cup on without the feet on it. This one doesn't look like it's snapped in enough, but I think it's okay. This one's okay. Okay, so again, I'm just going to put a little water in my hand, make sure that that is a little wet. Get a piece of tissue here so I can dry my hand off now. And what I did is, as I'm putting it on, I curled my finger like this and turned it, and I'm with this portion of my finger, I'm pushing this part, this knob part of the suction cup into the groove as I'm kind of wiggling the other section. And for that one, it worked. So you just kind of find what's going to work. Come on. Now, what works for one might not work for the other, obviously. Okay, so definitely people say that the suction cups are the hardest part to put on there, and I agree. Oh my gosh. But that's good, because you know that they're not going to come off as easy. There we go. Okay, got that one. Be very careful when you are putting it off on there, because these legs, they're flexible. Can you see that they're a little flexible? That's fine, no problem. Just use a little bit of caution. Okay, so our last one, again, I'm going to wet it because that really did help. Okay. I'm kind of rocking this one a little bit. My finger hurts. My finger hurts right there where I was telling you how to try to get that on there. Oh, wow. Okay, I got that one on. Okay, so now we have them all on. Again, I'm glad I watched those videos on assembly and things like that, because yes, they are hard to get on. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and flip her over and turn her around. And oh wow, okay. So again, people were saying that the suction cups didn't do very well. And again, I have the silicone mat here on my table. You can see that silicone. Look, it stuck to that so well. It's kind of that, now it's moving a little. But it sticks to that suction cup mat. So yeah. Okay. So that sticks really well. So if you're familiar with these and you have issues with them sticking to your tabletop while you work, get a suction cup, get a silicone mat, because that worked fantastic. Okay, so again, suction cups were hard to put on. Feet were very easy to put on. I'm going to move this back in frame a little. These suction cups actually stick really well. I wonder if they upgraded them from some of the previous models, because you could hear the suction cups popping back off there. Okay, so I'm going to just kind of set her at an angle here. Okay, so now you can see that we have the needle here. I showed you the white one. This little piece is called a tensioner, and when you are using your yarn, you're going to put your yarn through these little slots, and it's going to hold the proper tension for your machine. There are different people that say that they don't use these, that they will just hold their yarn the whole time as it's working, as they'll hold it in their left hand and turn it. I'm not sure how this is going to pop on. Let's see in the directions here, in the proper direction that's supposed to pop on. Okay, it doesn't show. Okay, so this portion is going to go to the top, and okay, I was wrong. This is the bottom. So can you see the difference there? The wider part is the bottom, and this is the top. And the reason why I know that is because there is a little groove. I can't get the machine back up again. Okay. Can you see this little groove here? That has the little groove on the back of the tension piece, and you're going to put one side in. Oh, that's really easy. Okay, so see how these little pieces kind of slide a little bit. So you're going to, oh, I might have spoke too soon. How do we get that in there? I do not know. Okay, so as long as you don't have this portion right here notched into that little notch yet, you'll be able to get it on. And I'm going to show you the trick. I just figured it out. Oh, my nose itches. So you're going to put one side in, the little pin goes in these little slots, and then you're going to slide it over, and you're going to push this side over just a little bit, and it pops right in, and then it just kind of fits in that little groove. Just that easy. Okay? And that's how you put your machine together. Your machine is already together. You, again, it comes with a 3.75 crochet hook. The larger one comes with 3 different needles, and that's those. So you get a long one, the medium one, and the small one. Okay, so first impression on this one was packaging was great. Packaging is a lot better on the larger one than the smaller one. Like I was saying, this is like, I really think that since these came out, they must have improved the suction cups, because let me tell you, these suction cups are sticking to this silicone mat really well. That was one of the big things I was worried about, because the other people were saying that the stability of it, the suction cups weren't working. But look, I mean, let me make sure they're all stuck down. Look, my whole table is shaking. Okay, so make sure you keep them dust free. That will help them stick better. A little bit of moisture helps suction cups stick better. So from the watching other people, I was worried about that. Okay, so this is this is a 22 pin. This is a 48 pin. They do have a 40 pin and I believe a 46 pin. Okay, so for the prices that I paid for these, the small one was $12.91, and really great price for the small one. The large one is, I think, one of the more common sizes that people want to purchase, because there is so much that you can do with the large one. You can do Afghan scarves, things like that. There are two different modes on this one, on the large one. The small one does not. You're just going to be doing tube pieces with this. You cannot do panels with the small one. The small one I specifically got to do socks, mittens, things like that. The larger one I got to do Afghans. See, it's stuck on there. Look. Okay. I got this one to do Afghans. Again, adult hats. You can do all kinds of things with this one. It does have two different modes. See, these suction cups are actually working so well that I'm having a hard time. Okay, this one also has two different modes. You have a tube mode where you would slide your button, or a panel mode. Tube mode is where you are knitting in a circle. Panel mode is just what it says, like a panel. It's going to be a flat panel. So this is where it comes in, where you can do panels to then make into a Afghan. Okay, so I paid $41.64 for the large one. I have seen them a lot higher on other places, and when I saw that Temu offered these, I jumped on the chance to purchase them. I have been researching these on different sites. Temu is going to be one of those sites where you're going to be able to get a unit for a lower price, which is one of the things that I really wanted to do, this collaboration, teaming up with Temu, is because you are going to be able to, if you're starting off, you may not be able to afford higher priced items. And the Centro knitting machine has become very popular. If you look on YouTube, you are going to find a lot of people who use these. There are other models that are a lot higher price, and this, I believe, is not the low range knitting machine. I believe it's at a mid-range. I have seen some other brands through research that are a lot cheaper, but this seems to be the one that everybody is going for. So definitely check it out. The links for every one of my items that I have shown you today will be in the description box below. So again, it is the 48 needle Centro knitting machine, the 22 needle Centro knitting machine, the 6-piece stitch markers set, and a 4-piece set of needles. And they're yarn needles, 4-piece set of yarn needles. Let me clarify that. Okay, so I will play with these over the next couple days, and then I will bring a video and I will show you some of the basic things to get you started. I need to learn myself as well. And again, price was $41.64 for the large one, $12.91 for the 22 pin. The stitch markers were $1.99 for 6 of them, and the 4-piece needle set was $1.49. All the links for these will be down in the description box, so you can click on those. It will take you right to those items. There will be a link that you can click on that to download the app. There is going to be a code. My code will be included in the description box as well. And I am going to look that up really quick for you. My code is ACO254908. What that code is going to do, it is going to give you 30% off for all new app users. So if you haven't downloaded the Temu app, download it, check it out, use that 30% code. The other link that is on there for new users is going to give you a $100 coupon pack when you download the app through that link. So please check them all out. I am so excited to get into this. There will be some videos on these coming soon. I still have some other ones to work on yet before we get to these. While I am learning these in the background, I will be doing a couple other videos. I do have another package from Temu coming that I have purchased myself with my own money. And those are going to be some other items that that you may not think have a lot to do with sewing, but I will explain in those later. I'm not going to get into those yet. So yeah, please, if you have not subscribed already, subscribe, hit that thumbs up button. That really lets me know that you appreciate the videos. If you have any questions or comments, leave those down below, and I will get to those as soon as I possibly can. Usually 1 to 2 days it'll take me to get to your questions, and that's just because I have it's the weekend right now, and so it will take me a little bit of time, a couple days to get to those. And yeah, so there we go. Again, thumbs up, subscribe, check that link out. That will give you a $100 coupon pack for new app users and a $30 or a 30% off code. So yeah, we'll see you all in the next Temu video. Thank you guys. Bye bye.